What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dermy Wormy, and I'm back with another video, and we're talking Deadpool, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, Deadpool. The trailer came out. I did my reaction. Go check out my reaction. I'm actually very positive on this trailer. I'm very positive on this movie. I think this will be a good one-off for the MCU. It's not going to save the MCU whatsoever, and it's not going to help out the MCU. This is just going to be one good movie in a sea of garbage after garbage after garbage. You know, that's just what it is. And if it does really well at the box office, Disney's not going to learn anything actually from it. They're actually going to learn all the negative effects of it. That means more cameos. But hey, because of this trailer actually being good, because Deadpool is a beloved character, is a funny character, because it's going to have Wolverine, Hugh Jackman Wolverine in it, and there's been a lot of hype for this movie all around. It's no wonder that it's already been the most viewed trailer in MCU history, actually outbeating the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. Yeah, it got, in 24 hours, it broke records for the most viewed trailer over on the MCU page. But you come over here to discussing film, Deadpool and Wolverine has become the most viewed trailer of all times with 24 hours. Earned over 365 million views. And I have to agree. I outright have to agree. You come over here to Clipsters right here. This single scene is literally better than whole She-Hulk series. And I have to agree. I legitimately have to agree that this single scene is better than all of She-Hulk, because She-Hulk ultimately ended up being an entire nothing burger made by trolls because they wanted to troll the trolls and they just wanted to show how hate-filled they truly were. And in the end, it proved that the entire movie was pointless. But hey, I like the scene here. I'll even play it for you because I like this scene so much.
Pegging isn't new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney.
Yeah, and that's him breaking the fourth wall. Deadpool breaks the fourth wall. Ryan Reynolds is a good Deadpool. Deadpool is a fun-loving character, is an awesome character, and a beloved character with massive appeal, massive fanfare, and for the most part, all of his movies thus far have been very accurate to the character. We ignore X-Men Origins Wolverine. We ignore that iteration of Deadpool, so much so that even Ryan Reynolds went through and offed that iteration of Deadpool. I just want you guys to remember that. Deadpool did off that iteration of Ryan Reynolds off that one. But we continue on because this entire post went on to span an outrage, because if you like this, you're sexist if you didn't like She-Hulk or the Marvels. That's right. If you're liking what you're seeing so far from from Deadpool, it shows you're sexist apparently, because you come over here to this one. This is the exact same thing She-Hulk was doing in her show. Did you not watch it? Oh, guys, trust me, it keeps getting better because we continue going on to all the quote tweets after quote tweets after quote tweets of different people reacting to this comment. Different She-Hulk stands reacting to this comment. We come over here to this one. Someone hasn't watched a single episode of She-Hulk series. Oh, you come to this one. Here we go. So when She-Hulk does it, it's cringe. But when Deadpool does it, it's great. Jen had the whole commentary about the MCU butt pegging is what sold you. Oh my God. She had the commentary already on how bad it was, but you guys want this one? Maybe because this one actually looks funny, and this one's from a character that actually has been faithful to the original character, you know? Come over here. The most annoying part of the She-Hulk was that, yes, it did have its issues, but if you replace She-Hulk with Deadpool, nerds would be writing Ryan Reynolds' schlong like it was a competition. Why is that? Why is that, guys? Maybe it's because Ryan Reynolds is actually an enjoyable character. Maybe it's because Ryan Reynolds plays Deadpool, which is, yes, a fan favorite character. And yes, She-Hulk was a fan favorite character. But throughout the entire She-Hulk show, what did we see? We didn't see She-Hulk. We didn't see a charismatic character. We saw a, lack of a better term, a whore crying about how bad her life is, crying about misogyny, crying about sexism, crying all day and night how awful her life is, and wasn't actually the She-Hulk character. We just saw a random green whore try to get her rocks off the entire time. But you come over here to Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, the funny character. relatively accurate to the actual comic book character himself. Ryan Reynolds being a charismatic actor, Ryan Reynolds actually showing trust and stability within the character and trying to keep him as close to source material as possible. It's won over the fans. It's something that fans like, and it's something the fans have actually gone along with because he does stay close to accurate to said character. We continue on. She-Hulk, I'm horny. MCU fans, this is the worst thing that has happened to Western culture. This represents everything wrong with modern media. Tony Stark died for this. Deadpool, I'm horny. MCU fans, ha 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 ha. So funny and relatable. The MCU is saved. The MCU is not saved, by the way. But what were we seeing? They're trying to say we're sexist for showing this, but what are we seeing? When it came to She-Hulk, there was other aspects than her just being an all-around whore. There was the fact that she was not a likable character. She was not the true She-Hulk from the comics. She was not the person people grew up and loved and thought, oh my god, she is awesome, she's charismatic, she holds herself well. Well, no, literally, the She-Hulk show was made by hateful people that didn't care about the original character, didn't want to do anything with the original character, didn't know anything about the original character, and just wanted to attack the actual fans of the original character, attack actual fans of MCU, and attack actual lovers of what Marvel used to be. When it comes to Deadpool, what have we been seeing? The first two movies of Deadpool, relatively safe to the character, relatively respected the character, stayed close to source material as much as possible, and went on to win over the fans, win over people that actually did like the character. And when it's being made by Ryan Reynolds, who's actually a charismatic actor, who's a guy who's worked really hard with this, really loves Deadpool, and adores Deadpool, it works. It just works because Deadpool shows respects to the fan. She-Hulk doesn't. She-Hulk went so far as basically making it so that the entire series was worthless to watch. Remember, all you really got to do is watch the final episode of She-Hulk to realize what happened in She-Hulk. Continue on. She-Hulk was making the exact same type of jokes, and y'all said it was cringe. Because when She-Hulk did it, she did it to basically destroy the entirety of her show and make it to the point that it didn't even matter. On top of that, she was a whore. She was a whore. Continuing on. I'm annoyed at all this. This'll save the MCU, or this is the lifeline they needed comments. The MCU has never been in trouble. The critics and audience's reception is pretty much the same. The internet just decided that it fell off after Endgame by repeating it extensively. Well, actually, the reality is it did fall off a cliff. It literally did. It's the reality of what actually happened. The MCU basically committed MC suicide, coined by Nerdrotic, trademarked by Nerdrotic, you know, that whole thing. It's what it is. It's no longer the MCU. It decided to go seppuku itself because it hated what came prior. It hated everything. And yes, the MCU does need saving, quoted specifically by Bob Iger himself saying, yeah, we kind of screwed up. We're going to quit focusing in on the new characters and we're going to start focusing in on the characters that already have good subjects and everything like that. But even then, they've already gone so far off the deep end that they don't know what to do. Bob Iger himself has even said it for Captain Marvel 2, which was a disaster. Nobody went out to go see it. Biggest bomb in MCU history. So you can forget that whole thing of MCU needs saving. Yeah, it kind of does. And freaking Miss Captain Marvel 2 proves it. The Marvels proves it. Moving on. You know what normally what's not remotely surprising? That I'm seeing no one complain about having to watch 2 seasons of Loki to understand #Deadpool and Wolverine the way they complained about having to watch Miss Marvel and WandaVision to understand the Marvels. Well, actually, people are complaining about that. They don't like the fact that TVA is in there. And in fact, even my whole breakdown of the trailer, I wasn't huge on the fact that TVA is there because I outright believe the inclusion of the TVA shows that they don't know what the TVA is meant to do anymore. They don't know the rules of the TVA anymore. So yeah, having the TVA in it isn't a good thing. It actually kind of hurts the movie all around. But guess what? On top of that, you also missed out a show that also was required for the WandaVision. You also have to go watch a Secret Invasion. You know, that whole thing. That whole disaster of a series that completely butchered it, and people are complaining about it. People are going to complain about it, and people will continue to complain about it because that's what the reality is here. It's not sexist. It's the reality that people don't like have to do this homework anymore. Moving on. I like that people are framing this tweet as if the issue is you do need to see Loki to understand the D and W. Oh, Deadpool and Wolverine. That's my own stupidity. No, that's their stupidity. That's all their own stupidity. And not the more obvious takeaway is that this is clear double standards and people are not consistent in their complaints about the MCU. No, people are. I even mentioned it in my own thing. Shouldn't have to go do that. You really shouldn't have to go do that. People are doing that. But hey. Yeah, there's no double standards. People are doing it, but hey, these people walk and breathe hypocrisy and not actually being smart. That's the reality here. Moving on. I still stand by everything I said during the Marvels era about how y'all will hype white male characters for doing the bare minimum, but fail to give walk. What was that one? I don't even know what that is. Is that supposed to be POC? That's WOC. They're flowers for giving amazing performances. Haven't seen one yet. Cause, what on earth about that clip screams cool as shite? I'll wait. Just saying anything cause it's your favorite white man and there's really no other reason. You guys are writing essays about why Deadpool 3 is better than the Marvels. I didn't even compare them. I'm simply stating that the clear bias between characters like him and characters like them. There is no bias. One was bad, the other one is a beloved character. That's the reality. I didn't say anything about how Deadpool is loved more. That is fine. OP said that clip is the best thing in years from the MCU, which is just not true, and POC characters can do the same, if not more, and wouldn't get a fraction of the same love. No, all you have to be is beloved character, because Blade used to do cool shite like this, and Blade is a black character. People loved Blade. People adored Blade. Blade's done very cool stuff like this, actually, borderline somewhat cooler stuff in this, and people ate it up. So that whole argument there falls apart. No, you're just mad that people are actually enjoying something or people are seeing something that they actually care about for once. And yes, your entire argument keeps falling apart when you just realize that that freaking Deadpool is a more loved character than any of Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, or Monica Rambeau ever were. That's the whole argument here. That's the whole thing here, is Deadpool is a more loved character and a more loved franchise. Let's be honest, Deadpool 1 and 2 are more loved than the Marvels ever were. That's the reality. Continuing on. Oh, this is my personal favorite one. It's hilarious seeing straight men, ostensibly into women, trash anything about or featuring women. You're not going to turn gay. I'm gay by admitting that She-Hulk and the Marvels were a lot of fun. They weren't. They were awful. They didn't care about the characters. Freaking She-Hulk was filled with awful CGI, awful VFX, awful across the board. It was a disaster of a movie filled with a character that nobody actually cared about, actually viewed it as a bastardization of the original character. And when it comes to the Marvels was just garbage, downright awful. It was a disaster of a movie. That's the reality that's going on here. When it comes to Deadpool, people care about Deadpool. People actually like Deadpool. People like Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds is a charismatic character. On top of that, you have the Wolverine aspect going on here. People love Wolverine. People love Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Yes, there are issues with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. People have already pointed out there are issues with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. And guess what? People still like it. People still like what they're getting right now because these are two charismatic characters, charismatic individuals, charismatic actors portraying these characters that have won over the fans already and have earned their stripes, have earned their work. When it came to the Marvels, when it comes to She-Hulk, they have never been good from the beginning. On top of that, I love what Critical Drinker had to say to all this. This is going back to one of the first people, the Joe. This is the exact same thing She-Hulk was doing, her show. Did you not watch it? Yeah, Critical Drinker, just dunking this dude outright. The difference is that this is actually funny. That's true, because that, again, goes to the whole aspect of this. That again goes to every aspect about this. One of them's good. One of them has already been proven to be good. One of them has already been established to be Ryan Reynolds, good actor. Deadpool, good character, beloved character. Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, that whole aspect has been faithful to the source material, faithful to the fans, and hasn't once hurt the fan base, and has done all of its work to try to cater to the fan base. On the other hand, She-Hulk, The Marvels, shat on the fans, hated the fans, awful VFX work, horrid storytelling, didn't stay faithful to the character. The list can go on and on and on how awful and how night and day these two projects are, and why you come over here again to the Deadpool movie already breaking records with its day one trailer, and you come over here to the actual trailer on the Marvel Entertainment itself, a massive like ratio, a very minuscule dislike ratio, and even more viewers pouring in every single day. I'm over here saying I like what I'm seeing. I'm actually looking forward to Deadpool and Wolverine and think that this is going to be a fun all around time. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me get your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it out, friends. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.